Hey guys, welcome back to another chapter review for One Piece chapter 1151 called That's Enough, I've Got This. And what a chapter name indeed that we get for the last panel. So let's jump right into the chapter. As always guys, please leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and if there's anything I can improve on, please let me know. So let's go on into the chapter. It continues right where it leaves off from last time with Dory Brogy and the advancement of these like giants, but they look like ancient giants, and it really speaks numbers. I like the numbers, get it? From Onigashima. Anyway, uh, Wano. They look exactly like ancient giants. The dark horns, their movements, they get a lot bigger, and you see even one of the smaller crewmates turns into one of them, and they turn huge, like an ancient giant would, like Loki almost, Loki level here, I think. So and you see a bigger representation of how Emu's ability works in this case. So they're pressing on, they're trying to convince them, but they're just completely taken over. They have their own sense of self. They're not mindless either, but they have the reasoning of how and why they're following their order with their own spin and personality in there. It's really, really interesting, really weird, but it's a loss of, it's a complete change of character, which is maybe why it flips them. It's like a flip on their own personality into being completely opposite. But yeah, you see the advancement, and one of their crewmates is trying to convince them, and they get stuck between the pressing on of Brogy and one of the people further back, and they fall in line on this like this board game. It's a board game basically, Dami Reversi, and it's reversey, and that color changes to black, and it doesn't, it seems like it happens really easily. They get stuck, they can't escape, and I wonder, like Dory and Brogy are very strong, they have a lot of hockey, they're stronger than vice admirals, they one-shot vice admirals. How even their hockey wasn't able to suppress this level of ability? Or maybe it's not even a devil fruit ability that can be ignored by hockey, but then that would mean, I think it's all willpower. I don't think somebody like Loki would turn here in this case, but somebody else with weaker will might. I don't think it's even hockey if we're gonna go with they don't have a devil fruit ability, but this is most likely a devil fruit ability that can be resisted with enough hockey. But that goes into question, like if Law has so much hockey, can somebody that, can they negate, like, do you see what I'm trying to say? Like, how much stronger do you have to be than the person you're facing for their hockey to be null, right? In this case, how much hockey would somebody need to negate Law's double fruit? Or what if Law was so much more stronger, so much more stronger, I don't think that's the right grammar, but you know what I mean, that they're able to say, hey, your hockey's just not effective here. I'm stronger, I can still beat you. And I think that's kind of what happened with yeah, their physical, but it's their physical ability got stronger with armament to cut them in half. I don't know. I don't know. It really throws me off how much stronger you have to be than the person you're facing for your devil fruit ability to still work. And yeah, it just, we see the fissure on the ground where Killingdom's nightmares keep pouring out of, and we get a sick panel. Let me tell you, sick panel of killing them, and I did not expect them to look like this. I knew it was a kid in Devil Fruit, but this was not how I was expecting Kitten to look because of their facial expressions in their mythical dragon form. I did not expect sharp teeth. Why do you have sharp teeth? I have not seen a celestial dragon with sharp teeth. There's so many humans with sharp teeth, right? But like, what race are you? What is your family? Like, what? It's definitely his family tree that most likely is one of the 20 families that founded Mary Joa. But why are they? I don't know. We haven't seen one like this like killing them. And now everything I thought of killing them goes out the window. I thought killing them was very understanding, calm, just I feel you, I hear you. We can't. It's kind of how things are. But no, now it's like, oh man, killing them. Maybe he's also just full on bad. I thought he was a little understanding of the situation some people were in, but now I'm thinking he looks badass. My interpretation of killing them has completely changed with how Oda has drawn him. But yes, he has a mythical dragon fruit model kitten. It says killing in this, but it's most likely kitten because the L's and the R's get mixed up. But yeah, he's going all out, and it's a sick hybrid form. Looking like a what are those called? The horsemen. Uh, wow. Anyway, let's continue. The Straw Hats are still tied up, which just throws me off because, like, Jinbei, you should have very strong hockey to at least push. Oh, no, wait. Is he stuck with everybody else? I think he is. So I'll give you a pass because he is stuck. He most likely can break out himself, but he is tied next to other people that would be hurt by the thorn. So I'll give you that. I think I'll give you that one. But they're still stuck. There's nothing that they can do. It kind of really feels bad because Jinbei's there, but I get the situation they're in. But we do see a figure that is closing in on them, and I'm thinking that's Bonnie. It's a very small figure of somebody getting closer. And Usopp's yelling to Dory and Brody, saying, "How are you doing this? You turned into something that has no pride." And I would have thought that Dory and Brody would be able to snap out of it or at least be able to hold off a bit, but maybe they need a little more push in this case. And I have a feeling that we might get Hydruden to fall for the power. And you know why? Because of the jealousy aspect of it. That Hydruden is not as big. He doesn't have the blood of the ancient giants. He's not as strong. He knows he's not as strong. But if he takes that power and full on reverses, and he still keeps his sense of self and his sentience, we might have a Hydruden versus Loki fight, and that's gonna be a little interesting. I immediately thought of during this chapter. That will be sick because I don't think Loki can turn because Loki willpower wise, very very strong. But yeah, I don't want to drag this on too much, okay? Because it's just a good chapter to move the story along and get to a setup. It's a setup chapter. So killing them, Somers are talking to Emu, saying how much further are we gonna take this, or the whole logical, not whatever. The whole board is ours, basically. We've caught everything we need. What more do we want? And then Emu says we want to break their spirit. If Hydruden, not Hydruden, my bad. If Harold didn't mess up at that critical hour, this Dominion would be mine. What do you mean critical hour? And that's probably where he died. Something happened. Hydruden, not Hydruden. I keep saying Hydruden. Harold might have sacrificed himself in this point because he knew something was wrong and the path he was going was wrong, and he had to end himself because he needed to give up the devil fruit that was passed on to Loki. Maybe. I don't know. That very good, very good. There's probably a ton of theories. Might throw out some theories. Might throw out a video of what could potentially happen in this case, or what they're talking to in regards to Harold here. But anyway, MVP of the chapter, Chopper, taking the initiative. We see him going down, saving. He has no plan. Just jumped just to ask him a question, and then he's like, "Oh wait, we're free falling." Goes to save Scopper, turns into a guard point. We see the guard point, giant guard point in the back of the mountains, take up and saves Scopper as it falls on top of Chopper. And we have Loki trolling Hydruden saying, "You need to." you need to get on your knees to so you can listen to the story. And he's trolling Hadrudin, and Hadrudin is so frustrated. He's having none of it. And we see in the next panel, Hadrudin is losing it, just like wants to smack Loki, which I think their interaction and dynamic is pretty funny. But Loki was probably an asshole towards Hadrudin in their younger years. But he's saying, like, hey, trust me, I didn't kill our father. And in we see Luffy's difference in observation Haki because Sanji's right next to him, and he says Chopper fell down. Something's Chopper fell down, and then Loki confirms, like, oh yeah, something fell down over there, which means I'm pretty sure what's it called? I don't think anybody can sense that something fell down over there except Loki can tell. So you were seeing that Loki has great observation Haki, can tell that something also fell down over there, but Luffy is able to pinpoint that that is Chopper that fell down with somebody else. Then he asks himself, how did I know that was Chopper? Great question. He doesn't even know how his abilities are growing on themselves. But yeah, it was Chopper. They all need to investigate, and they're leaving behind the new giant warrior pirates, Gerd and stuff. And Loki gets a call from somebody. Not somebody, it's Mosa. They get a call from Mosa. And we still don't know who it is, and it's not, I don't think, Jarul, because this is happening a few minutes before Emu comes onto the scene. So Jarul is still relatively unfazed. He hasn't sensed the Conqueror's Haki. So I'm thinking that it might not even be, because they're saying there's something happening here. They're saying basically their farewells. They can't talk anymore. They can't call anymore. It's going to be a while, if anything. Loki picks up on it and he senses something come up. What happened? Did that bad? What does he say? Did that? Did something happen to you? Did that nasty business crop up again? And we don't know what that business is. We don't know who this is, but the old snail made us think it was Jarul, but now I don't think it's Jarul anymore. And Emu hasn't come onto the scene yet. So maybe this person might not be on Elbaf. They might actually be in the other location that's having a crisis, which is Marijoa. It could be a celestial dragon, or it could be somebody in Marijoa that is currently dealing with something. So we don't know who it is, but Gerd does tease him a little bit that he made a friend somehow in the realm of the dead. But yeah, they bring back Scopper and bring it to Gerd. And Chopper's there. Chopper should be able to take care of Scopper because he is a doctor. I would say better doctor because Chopper is supposed to be one of the greatest doctors, aiming to be, right, to cure everything. And they realize and get the information probably from, I think, Hadrudin or somebody, saying he is one of the wings of Roger, Gold Roger, one of the Pirate King's right and left hand crewmates. And they say, I think Chopper even says, oh, that means he must have been like third strongest, because we know Rayleigh was his right hand, right? And Scopper is so funny because I can see Sanji doing the exact same thing, and he's just shifting, and he wakes up and he couldn't let it slide, and he's barely conscious and able to move, and he says, I was second. I was second, and I can see Sanji or Zoro saying something like this. It's so funny. It's great. But yeah, choppers are saying, hey, we need help up there. Oh my god, I've let so much time go by. It's 14 minutes. I didn't want it to last this long. I liked talking about the chapter. But they sense the giant wave of Conqueror's Haki, and even Loki says, whoa, you're gonna need my help to deal with that guy. Whoever that is a lot of Haki. And Luffy says, all right, that's enough. I got this. So we're getting right into the action. Luffy just is gonna dart right up, man. That has to happen next chapter. Darts right up. So it wasn't Ronda that fell. It was like everybody suspected. Scopper did fall the way Because of this, we get the warning to Luffy that something is wrong. And even then, the Conqueror's Haki would have definitely warned people and Luffy that that is serious business. That it reached all the way from the Sun Realm to the land of the dead, which is crazy. But I did hear that there is a break next week. I think, yeah, there's a break next week, which is so unfortunate because we finally get a great follow-up chapter on the next one. But yeah, I think that's it for me on this. What else did I want to talk about for the chapter? I think that's it. But great chapter overall. Great follow-up setup chapter to the next thing, in which we finally, hopefully, get to see a confrontation between Luffy and Emu, and it's gonna be Gear 5 Luffy, or maybe Gear 4 first turns into Gear 5 in front of Emu, and Emu has like palpitations, freaks out a little bit, like kind of just gets PTSD because it's Nika, which is Joy Boy's form that was he also probably had that devil fruit. No, I'm pretty sure 100% that Joy Boy also had that ability because of Zunisha was able to confirm that that is Joy Boy, or not confirm that, like he mistaked Luffy for Joy Boy. So I think that's it. I just wanted to confirm. Yeah, I did the theory of the person talking to Loki is probably Emu, not Emu. My bad. Is somebody maybe from Marijoa. And then I talked about what else? Yes, the ancient giants. All right. And I think that's it for me, guys. If you want me to talk about something else, leave me any comments. Please let me know. But other than that, please leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.